everybody, this is John and Jackie of OpenLove101.com, and we're here today to talk to you about really a trip we just got returned from that took us on the other side of the world, but not about that trip so specifically, but about our travels in general and how much fun Jackie and I have. And it's really one of our passions is exploring the world and meeting people from other countries and hearing about how in their particular country or city, how well accepted or not accepted the swinger lifestyle or consensual non-monogamous relationship is. Mm-hmm. And then in addition to that, we really get to see some great places.
We do. And it's interesting, you know, it wasn't all that long ago that we actually talked about being, and it was in Nadia Nolans, where we had a couple come up to us that had traveled to that convention from another country, and they wanted to talk to John and I about the difficulties that they faced in their country and being able to express a lifestyle that brought peace and contentment to them. And so here we were on kind of the other side of the coin, where we were traveling to these other countries, and we found that even with us venturing to these other places, people were still searching us out. And we had that actually happen in one of the countries that we visited recently, where we were contacted by a couple there that didn't feel like they could be as open with their relationship as John and I are able to. And so
the reason is because we're talking about very oppressive countries here. Right. So the country that Jackie mentioned, where the couple visited us here at the convention in New Orleans, they're from a country that's very religious, and they have laws against those types of things where you could end up in jail if you were to be found out that you were a swinger. In one of the countries we visited on this past trip, a similar type of a country, where this couple that approached us, if they were found out, they could be in big trouble.
Right. So it's a reminder to us as well that sometimes it's easy to be disgruntled or frustrated with maybe where you live and the country in which you live in and what's going on, but sometimes traveling outside of that and seeing different places and what they're dealing with, it's almost interesting how it can make you really grateful for the problems you have at home when you can still be open and honest in your relationship. So it was really eye-opening, and it was really encouraging to see that even in these other countries and these other couples, they were really striving to make a relationship that worked for them. And just the encouragement that they brought us, please don't stop what you're doing. It's helping people, even though we can't be vocal about it. We just want you to know that we're here and we appreciate what you're doing. And I think that's part of why John and I do this, is to bring awareness to this viable relationship model. I mean, it really does work for so many couples. It doesn't work for everybody, and that's okay. That's part of our individuality, is everybody coming to grips with what works for them and what works for them as a couple, and coming to that agreement with their partner. And so that's what's great. But for John and I, it's just so important to be able to get the information out there and hopefully educate some people about this relationship option. Right.
And so that's one wonderful aspect about traveling around the world for us, is going someplace and being able to meet other couples that follow our site, Open Love 101. And that's a nice thing about social media and being active on there. They found us. They knew we were coming. They immediately contacted us when they got there and wanted to meet for coffee and talk. And that's what we were able to do. We found, we wanted to make ourselves available to do that kind of a thing. So if you're out there and we're traveling to your neck of the woods, please reach out to us, because we love meeting our readers and followers. Yeah. The other great thing that Jackie and I love to do is to experience swingers clubs in other countries. And this particular trip, we didn't really have that opportunity because of the countries that we were traveling to, but we have done that in the past. And it's a great experience for us. We don't play in our clubs back at home. So when we travel, we really look forward to being able to go and see other clubs, see how they operate, meet the couples that are going to those clubs, the different attitudes in different parts of the world that people have towards swinging. In the European clubs, for instance, I think we found is a little more, I don't know if aggressive is the right word, but it seems more, it gets right to the point there, a little more sexual in nature, whereas here in the States, a lot of our clubs revolve more around the social aspect. I mean, you don't have to be a swinger, and you can come to one of our clubs, Colette, and you'll still feel very comfortable there and welcome, because it's really just a dance club or a lounge with open-minded people that feel like they can come there and dress sexy and not get harassed by other people. Whereas in Europe, some of these clubs you go to, you walk in the door and there it is, boom, in your face. But you know, it's great. It's a great change, a great environment to see. You know, it's fun to see different ways how people approach swingers clubs and swinging in general. Yeah, and so on top of that, Jackie and I love to eat, so going to the different restaurants and different cultures, the different types of foods. I mean, there's so many great things about traveling the world that for us, you know, are fun even outside of swinging. The sports, the activities we like to do and able to do this in other places is just, it's really enjoyable for us. So.
Yep.
All right, well, great talking to you guys, and see ya.
See ya.
Do you want to be guaranteed 5 years of horrible sex? Then don't click on the button below.